obvious. They are a vastly different... team than they were just a few days ago. Obviously looking long-term rather than short.
And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
Now, here is Harden. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game. On the wing, Koulibaly. 3 seconds left. And the layup is good.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
For 3, Edwards. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. Pass to Harden. Back to Bridges. The Mavericks pull it in.
Boy, defense nowhere to be found, and neither was his shot at that time.
Edwards with it. Bridges covering. Edwards, that's good.
Well, if you find yourself in between in that mid-range area, Anthony Edwards so confident. Rise and fire, young sir.
Count it.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
And as James Harden enters his mid-30s doors, he's still able to put his fingerprints all over a game.
This is so true, Kevin. Rumors of his supposed demise have been greatly exaggerated. This guy's able to create shots for himself and his teammates at an elite level.
And once Green gets the ball there, not much you can do defensively.
Edwards drives in. Here's Green, and it's Green with the jam.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Here's Pritchard. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. To the paint. Here's Avdia. Count the basket.
You know, I think Lopez knows basically he can get his shot up over anyone. That stretch ability as a perimeter scorer is so important.
Now, here is Harden. Over Edwards. Harden, no good. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, I spoke with the Heat's head coach. Their team's main focus tonight, well, it starts with All-Star Anthony Edwards. He said Ant is an incredible player. He's so physical. We have to throw multiple bodies at him. It's got to be a team effort to keep Edwards in check. An ambitious game plan. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Well, Doris, there's no question Miles Bridges is a talented scorer out on the wing.
You are exactly right, Kevin. This is a young man capable of putting up 20 points per game on a nightly basis. Now I want to see Bridges take strides as a defender. He has to show more commitment on that end of the floor.
Substitution on the court.
Mavericks trailed by 6. Pass to Edwards. Over in the corner, Avdia. It's stolen by Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Boy, defense has no answer for Anthony Edwards' athleticism. What a dunk.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. The Heat leading by 4. In the corner, it's Dinwiddie. And now Avdia pushing it up, and no one back to stop him.
You see the work Anthony Edwards has put in on his decision-making. That's a pretty setup.
Dinwiddie surveying the floor. There's 57 seconds left in the first. And it's good, 2 points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Shoots the three. It's hauled in by Jackson Davis.
Not a lot falling for him in this quarter. He's got to stay aggressive, try to break through, see if you can get an easy opportunity.
Williams with a clean look. No good with the triple.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
Edwards, good.
Man, that strength and concentration from Anthony Edwards. Yes, there's contact, doesn't bother him.
Here's Coulibaly. Makes it off the glass. Coulibaly's got his second bucket of the night.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Over in the corner, Edwards. A pull-up. The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. Heat out front, up 4.
17. The Mavericks. 13.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Heat.
They've been so aggressive, going strong at the defense, looking to score off of that penetration.
Yeah, and what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
Dinwiddie.
Well, this is a point guard who can flat get off the floor. Dinwiddie using his vertical to his advantage.
And Dwayne Wade is the first Heat player to be honored with a statue. And Greg, that's pretty significant for a very successful franchise.
And Kevin, well-deserved, right? D-Wade, the best player in franchise history. He helped bring 3 championships to the city. Plus, he's already got a street named after him.
And DB, the measurables jump off the page for Coulibaly. 6'8" with a 7'2" arm span.
Kev, that's the kind of length that would allow somebody to be a menace defensively. Let's remember, he was the 7th pick back in 2023. The Wizards clearly very high on this young guy's potential.
The Heat shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
No good on the free throw. It seems every season, Doris, we have players speak out on being unhappy with their role.
Well, consider, Kevin, that if you're one player on a roster in the NBA, how coveted each of those spots are, but also how competitive they are. You don't get there without that nature, which means you want to play.
A nice shot by George. George has got his second bucket.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Here's Williams. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dinwiddie. Williams has got the lead up to 6 now for the Heat. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. And there's the foul. It's on Coulibaly. That is his first foul of the game. Mavericks making a switch here.
Maverick substitution.
George with no one around. And he's good on the 3-ball. George has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Well, a tough first quarter for the...
Oh!
Wow. Well, how about that floor awareness by Spencer Dinwiddie, getting his guys the basketball in great spots.
Pass to man. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Boy, that's beautiful touch on the floater. And let's remember, not everyone has that shot in their arsenal.
Here is Williams. And he lays it straight in. Williams has got 6.
Nice touch there near the hoop.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Outside, George. The 3. Dinwiddie with the rebound.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up. Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. And Jason Kidd is called timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Here's Pritchard. Still scoreless. To the middle. Outside, Edwards. Clock at 6. Bridges with some nice defense.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
Well, we know, GA, the Mavs are so adept at hunting the matchups they want. They're patient and methodical.
Yeah, they never look like they're in a rush, right? Even when you send a double or trap the ball, the Mavs stay calm and know where to go. It's what makes slowing down their pick and roll so difficult.
But if you give Lopez a 7-footer this much room, it's over.
Here's Harden. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Edwards.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
And so Green will bring it up for Miami. Leading by 5. To the inside. Here's Harden. Mavericks with the rebound. Looking ahead to their next game, playing at New Orleans, they'll match up against the Pelicans. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road. Pass to Pritchard. From past the arc. And Klingon pulls it down. Miami leading by 5. And here is Bridges. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Boy, that's solid work on the interior. I love how assertive Miles Bridges is on the offensive end.
And finished off by Edwards.
Oh, give me a little sauce, Anthony Edwards. Rise high and finish over the defender.
Here's Green. And it's blocked. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Heat lead by 5. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Mavericks trailed by 5. Here's Pritchard. Hasn't made one yet. Pass to Avdia. Here is Edwards, guarded by Harden. 5 on the clock. Unloads from 13. Edwards, no good. The Heat leading by 5. Boy, Greg, it seems like the big men have returned. And Donovan Klingon is one of them.
Yes, he is 7'2" with a wingspan to match. The capability to dominate the paint, and his impact is felt at both ends of the court.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony Edwards is figuring things out. He said there's levels. My first few years, I looked for my shot and nothing else. I've learned that I can't win without my teammates and that I have to throw them the ball too. It's a team game. I know that. Kevin, I know it too, so I'm throwing it back to you.
And you're the best teammate we could have. Thank you, David. And Jason Kidd is called timeout. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Here's Pritchard. Nothing on the board. Inside. Drummond. The layup off target.
Well, I guarantee you this is not what they talked about in the locker room. 0 for 3 and looking lost.
And stolen by Eason. Pass to Pritchard. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Harden surveying the D. And Harden with the stuff.
Okay, James Harden showing you I've still got the vertical in my bag of tricks.
Outside, George. Eason with it. Back to Drummond. Pass to Eason. 6 to shoot. Here's George. Banked in off the glass. George has got 9 points.
Boy, that was a much-needed bucket in the second half, and now 1 for 5.
And Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, receiving a record 8-year, $120 million extension. That's some big dough.
Is it ever? It remains coaching for the only NBA franchise he's ever worked for. Already one of the most tenured head coaches in the association, and that figures to continue for a while.
It's stolen by Eason. Fast break, Dallas. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The Mavericks shooting their first free throws of the night right here. That one is off. Mavericks making a switch here. He doesn't get the second one. One thing this team likes about Miles Bridges, Greg, he plays a lot. He's always there.
And Kevin, on a couple occasions, Bridges has been near the top in minutes played. He's got that strong 6'7" frame, and it holds up well over the season.
Pass to Jaquez. Here's Pritchard. Back to Jaquez. And here's George for 3. Rebound by the Heat.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Team foul. Checking in for the Mavericks. Trendon Watford.
Here is Harden. He's got 12. .114 left to play here in the third. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. And the Mavericks making a change here. Mavericks trail by 12. It's tipped. It's stolen by Green for the finish. And Green slams it in.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
And we'll have a timeout called by Eric Spoelstra. He wants to talk to his guys. So it's both teams making substitutions here.
Substitution on the court.
There's 53 seconds left here in the third quarter. For three, Edwards. Dallas moving the ball around. Looking to end his cold spell. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. That's his first foul. The Heat leading by 14. Lawson outside. Williams up on top. Pass to Jenkins. Anthony Edwards with the rebound. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for Dallas. Fires for three. James Harden getting it done for the Heat. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. On offense, here are the Heat. Next up for them, the Knicks, a road game in New York. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Back to Dinwiddie. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Keontae George picks one up.
Spencer Dinwiddie, one of those players that seems to have improved with every passing season, and his numbers back that up. This guy just keeps getting better.
Mavericks trailed by 16. Outside, George takes the three. Dinwiddie with the rebound.
What a nice individual defensive effort right there. Did a great job contesting.
Clearly a foul.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Heat?
They bullied the defense here in the paint. Look at all of those buckets inside. Just hard to defend in the paint.
The other thing that's been impressive is really just relentless driving the basketball. Doesn't matter if the defense is there. They are challenging them and getting it done.
The shot by George, no good. The Heat leading by 18. Pass to Dinwiddie. And here is Jenkins. Down low. Down to 5 on the shot clock. A solo fast break. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
And here is Jenkins. Here's Dinwiddie. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good.
Well, just tremendous body control by Spencer Dinwiddie, able to adjust to the defender's contact.
Well, when you talk about the NBA going global, the last 6 MVPs, Doris, as you know, all international players.
Kevin, what I love about this is the NBA wants the best players, regardless of where they come from. There's a time where American players just dominated that award for years and years. Fact of the matter is, it's good for the game to get the baddest, best players in the world, and we've done that.
Here's Williams. Eason grabs the board.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
Here's Edwards, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. You hear, Doris, people now calling Anthony Edwards one of the faces of the NBA. I'm assuming you'd agree.
100% agree, because the skills are extraordinary. The development in his decision-making has gone leaps and bounds from where it was. Beyond that, Kevin, he's a lockdown defender, one of the best competitors, fearless in the big moments and one of the most charismatic young men in the league today. This guy is spectacular.
Here's Pritchard. Out to the right wing. Drummond. Pass to Pritchard. Three-pointer. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
Harden outside. Unloads. Good for basket number 7 tonight on a not-so-unlucky 13 shots.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
Dallas calls timeout. We've got 1:55 left here in the fourth quarter. We've got 1:55 left in the game.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
Here's Pritchard. And that one is good.
Well, there's an unpredictability to his offensive game. He is always keeping the defense off balance.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Heat.
Two great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for James Harden.
Efficient productivity. You love what this guy has given to you on the offensive end.
Shot clock at 6. Edwards can't hit.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky. He was up. Saw the opportunity to put this away, and you can see the killer instinct take over.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
Pass to Drummond. Back to Edwards. Lets it go from deep. Edwards with another miss.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. It's stolen by Edwards. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Jalen Green.
Hard work pays off right there. Anthony Edwards finds himself in the paint and draws contact.
And Edwards drops them both. Here is Harden. Bridges outside. Shoots from 14. Miami no good on that time either. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And that'll wrap it up, folks.
12. I snooze. The moment you lose yourself, you lose. Gotta help yourself when they don't help you. Go get them together. We gon' go get it regardless. It's hard to stop the bad habits when you see they already started. I heard it all before. I did it all before. Walking the mall and I bowed the store. I look like a star when I open the door. Breaking news. You gon' make the news. Breaking news. You gon' make the news. Everything I do gon' make the news. Everything I do breaking news. You can everything I do breaking news.
If you wanna make the news, buy me some jewels that'll break my rules. On front page, see you. Page 6, call me for the interview. But can you afford my view? Only bad ones in my crew. And you know that I'll ride in two. Then plus me, plus we, plus you. Catch a flight for the weekend, and I was thinking Mallorca could be real cute. I was born kinda spoiled and rude, and there's not much that I can do. So, what's up? Better fix your face, sister. Better get everything I want. And I know you're gonna really give it up, cause
Breaking news. You gon' make the news. Breaking news. You gon' make the news.
Welcome and good evening. We welcome you to our Monday night broadcast of the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. We're in the great state of Texas, the home of the Mavericks, the American Airlines Center in Dallas. And, of course, Benedict Mathurin. With him gone, we'll see how they get along.
And to say the deal changes the look and the feel of this franchise, quite frankly, is stating the obvious. They are a vastly different team than they were just a few days ago. Obviously looking long-term rather than short.
Bridges, no one around him. A three-pointer off the mark. One thing you know you're going to get from Bridges, he can really score.
That has never been a problem for him. He's always been able to put it in the basket. He's got a really good feel and stays in attack mode when he's on the offensive end.
From past the arc, and Jalen Green hits from deep.
Green lethal off the catch. Good rhythm on that play.
Pass to Lopez. Puts up a deep three.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And so Edwards will bring it up for the Mavericks. It's a three-point game. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Shot clock reset for Dallas. Lets it go from deep. Does not find the basket. His second miss. He's now 1 for 3.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Pass to Harden. Andre Drummond grabs the miss.
Oops. Got caught in between moves there on his way to the rack.
And Edwards is good for 3. Edwards got 5 points so far.
Nice smooth three-point shot by Edwards there. Boy, he's got confidence from behind the arc.
And stolen by Drummond. Pass to Pritchard. Here's Avdia. And finished off by Avdia.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What? You mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas. I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I briefly spoke with Jason Kidd. Now, Coach told me the key is to stay disciplined on defense, especially when guarding James Harden. He said James is special offensively. He's a master at manipulating defenses and drawing fouls. So, of course, they don't want to give him easy points at the foul line. Guys?
Thank you, David. And Harden wide open. He shoots. A three-pointer, no good. And Dwayne Wade is the first Heat player to be honored with a statue. And, Greg, that's pretty significant for a very successful franchise.
And, Kevin, well-deserved, right? D-Wade, the best player in franchise history. He helped bring 3 championships to the city, plus he's already got a street named after him.
Good on the shot.
Boy, how about the strength of Edwards? Confident in taking on defenders and finishing.
And timeout is called by Eric Spoelstra. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, pass to Jenkins. Shoots the three. Mavericks with the rebound. On the wing, George lets it go with the three. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night. On the wing, Williams. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. And it's sent back by Lopez. Back to George. Pass to Shannon for the three. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Back to Williams. Three-pointer. Eason grabs the board. Mavericks leading by 4. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Shannon. No good on the three. Back to Dinwiddie. Outside Williams. With 2 seconds left. Doesn't go that time. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Mavericks lead by 4. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Mavericks.
Look at the fast break point total from these guys. I mean, they're really hustling, working hard. And those hustle points are showing up on the scoreboard.
And the other thing, I love how they're playing up tonight, getting into ball handlers and forcing some turnovers.
And that one's good, George. Look, obviously, this is a results league for head coaches. And we're always going to see lots of changes at that position.
I think you're exactly right. I don't necessarily agree with it all the time. I would like to see owners and general managers and decision makers be a little more patient, give coaches a little more runway. But we know it's a results-oriented league, and oftentimes the reality is that it's easier to change one coach than it is perhaps to change a handful of players on a roster that's not performing.
George with the ball. Defended by Dinwiddie. Here's Eason. That ball's nice speed that time from George. Eason's got the lead up to 8 now for the Mavs. Pass to Williams. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jaime Jaquez. That's his first foul.
First team foul. Substitution on the court.
Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Right side, Green. In the corner, it's Dinwiddie. Shot clock at 5. And Jalen Green hits from deep. Green's got 8 points.
You got to pick up Green at half court. He's got in the gym range and supreme. confidence to go with it.
And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. And the Heat making a change here. Here's George. Right at the free throw line. Jaquez with the bucket.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
Well, we know, GA, the Mavs are so adept at hunting the matchups they want. They're patient and methodical.
They never look like they're in a rush, right? Even when you send a double or trap the ball, the Mavs stay calm and know where to go. It's what makes slowing down their pick and roll so difficult.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Here's Jackson Davis. The shot's good.
That's serving it up on the platter there. What a nice pass. A high percentage look was the result.
Quarter two and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Jaquez outside. Back to George. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Tries it from the top of the key. Jaquez can't hit. The Heat trailed by 5. Williams with a clean look. Off target from outside.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
And Bridges jams it in.
Oh, just an impressive dunker of the basketball. I love how Bridges just takes the initiative and gets funky with his throwdown. And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
And we'll have a timeout called by Eric Spoelstra. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Both teams deciding to change it up.
Substitution on the court.
The Heat trailed by 6. Harden scanning the floor. Bridges outside. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Yeah, but the defense was determined not to give him an inch of free space.
Here's Edwards. The muscle from Edwards.
A composed and cool effort from Edwards inside. Not rushing himself or forcing a bad shot. Taking what's available.
Harden gets the bucket.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knocks out, but it looks like they're putting it together right now.
Some nice passing here by Dallas. 6 to shoot. Edwards, no good.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
Bridges misses. Mavericks leading by 5. Here's Pritchard. No scoring in this one. Pass to Edwards. Fires the 3. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
Edwards is rolling right now. If I'm his teammates, he's getting the rock every time.
Now here's Green. There's the 3. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Green's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
And the first half is now in the books. The Mavericks on top, up by 7. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, 1 half to go. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. They lead by 7. They set the pick. Edwards holding off the D and converts.
And we are seeing tonight why Edwards was selected first overall. Anthony has a special ability to score.
Harden inside the three-point line. Pass to Coulibaly. From outside, off the mark. Dallas leading by 9. And Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, receiving a record 8-year, $120 million extension. That's some big dough.
Is it ever? And remains coaching for the only NBA franchise he's ever worked for. Already one of the most tenured head coaches in the association, and that figures to continue for a while.
Pass to Pritchard. It's Edwards on the wing. And Klingon pulls it down.
Does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him. So it'll be Jalen Green shooting. That's on Brook Lopez. And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And really, guys, his percentage from the line at 70 isn't quite up to snuff.
And, guys, it's something that he's going to have to work on more and more because he's still not getting the kind of shooting percentage he would like from the line.
And Jason Kidd is called timeout. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. And so it's Dallas with it. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks very much. James Harden is still a factor at age 35. He says, I'm more than a scorer, so for me, it's just impacting the game at the highest level. Kevin, he's led the league in scoring 3 times, but he's also led the league in assists. So, pretty much true. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And don't forget, he rebounds as well as any guard right now in the NBA. Down low. Pass to Pritchard. Lopez outside. Puts up a 3. Traps in the tray. Lopez has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Outside, Green. Here's Harden. Bridges for 3. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, great job of keeping the play alive. Klingon using that reach to secure that one and get the second chance look.
Here's Pritchard. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Edwards can't hit.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Boy, Greg, it seems like the big men have returned. And Donovan Klingon is one of them.
Yes, he is. 7'2" with a wingspan to match. The capability to dominate the paint. And his impact is felt at both ends of the court.
And timeout is called by Eric Spoelstra. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. And some changes here for the Heat. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Pass to Dinwiddie. Left side, Williams. Backhands with the steal. Outside, Edwards. Got a piece of it. Here's Lawson. That one goes. Count it. Lawson's got his first basket of the night.
Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
To the wing on the left. Eason gets a wide open look. No good from outside. The Heat trailed by 5. to the middle. Here's Jackson Davis.
Well, I'll tell you what, his vertical is awesome, off the charts. A short center who still makes his presence felt.
Outside Edwards. This one for three. The shot's good on the assist by George. Edwards got 19 points.
And this is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
Hey guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
And here's George for three. It's hauled in by Jackson Davis. Here's Miami now, trailing by 4. And Jenkins throws it down.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
36 seconds left in the third. Over in the corner, Edwards. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And you see, don't you, Clark, the steady progression year over year for Anthony Edwards.
Well, he's already an all-star since his third season. With Edwards, the chance is there, if he continues to show the same improvement he's shown thus far, that he's going to be MVP caliber, and I dare say, perhaps the face of the league for several years to come.
Jaquez outside. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
The Mavericks getting their third free throw shot of the game.
A superstar-level talent for sure. Anthony Edwards is awesome, but I like his competitive spirit as much as his skills.
Dinwiddie outside. And the three ball is good. Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Dallas Mavericks. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. And it's Dinwiddie with the ball, bringing it up now for Miami. It's a three-point game. Here's Coulibaly. Back to Dinwiddie. Bridges for three. And the Heat, another three.
Well, you can see the work being put in on that particular shot for Bridges, and his confidence as a result is continuing to grow.
Jaquez outside, and they come right back with their own three-pointer.
How about dueling from long range, just going at each other?
Looks to me like there could be something personal taking place here.
Mavericks leading by 3. To the inside. Watford on the wing. Green. Pass to man. 5 on the clock. Jaquez can't hit.
You know, he's not a knockdown shooter from there, but when you're that uncovered, you almost are forced to take it.
Here are the Mavericks now. George looking over the floor. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Name a type of shot Keontae George can hit it. More than capable of scoring at all 3 levels.
2 shots.
No good on the second free throw.
But making it a 2-possession game was what was important on that trip to the line.
Pass to Williams. Clinging at the elbow. Dinwiddie outside. And here is Williams. Misses the 3.
Yeah, that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
Man with it. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. Heat moving the ball around. Williams, that's good.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
It counts, and the foul. It goes on Spencer Dinwiddie.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all three levels.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
I mean, they've been stepping it up in terms of their shooting from distance, and the confidence has been there all game long, leaving the defense to scramble.
The shooting's been great, but also how about the energy level? That's what's impressed me the most. They've been getting it up and down in transition, and that takes effort.
And Jason Kidd is called timeout. He has decided it's the right time to talk. Making a switch here. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Jason Kidd went over with his team. He's obviously pretty happy. He said, I know they're not going to take us lightly next time. He knew what the deal was with that underdog role coming into the game.
Thanks, David. Edwards, no good.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
The Mavericks leading. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Eason.
2 minutes remaining to the game. 2 minutes.
Over in the corner, Edwards. A beautiful finish inside by Ant.
At every level, Edwards has been the go-to guy for his team. It's in his DNA.
Here's Bridges. He's covered by Eason. Here's Edwards. Can't cash in from close range. The Heat trailed by 3. Pass to Green. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. It's hauled in by Edwards. And so Edwards will bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. And he gets it to go. Edwards got 15 points here in the second half.
Seems like Edwards never stops competing and believing right until the final buzzer.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game? Yes.
Now Edwards. Pass to Pritchard. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. And it's the Heat with the ball, trailing by 2. And now we've got the intentional. And Jason Kidd is called timeout. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. They can more or less wrap it up right here.
This has to be a very smart possession.
And here's Edwards. Good on the the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Second one is good. Getting both at the line. It's a 4-point ball game.
Clutch free throws there. That should ensure they're going home with the W.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They're trailing by 4. And let's get your take, guys. What's the strategy?
I mean, it's iffy that there's enough time to even get a quick shot and a foul.
I agree with you. Time is not on their side, but that's really their only hope, so I'm sure that's what they'll try to do.
The 3 from Harden. The shot will not fall. Offline. So a close game sees Dallas taking this one. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it mattered most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.